Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Sheila.
I'm Tony.
And this is our dog Silver.
We're currently at Big Bend National Park in southwestern Texas. The park is huge. It's about 801,000 acres. So we're going to split this video into two parts to do it justice. And I'll show you on the map exactly the route we're going to take. Right now we're at Daniel's Ranch, which is next to Rio Grande Village, which is about as far east in the park as you can go. And there's also the Rio Grande Nature Trail located here. So we're at Daniel's Ranch, then we're going to head to Rio Grande Village, check out the campground, which is good for cottonwoods, good place for migrants. Then we're going to head towards Panther Junction, the largest visitor center in the park, and we're going to stop at Dugout Wells, which is an excellent migrant trap. It's an oasis in the desert. And then we're going to head to the heart of the park, which is Chisos Basin, which is a campground, numerous trails, a large restaurant. There's also a camp store there. So it's basically the hive of activity for Big Bend.
Established in 1944, Big Bend National Park occupies 1,252 square miles, 243 square kilometers. The park is named for a wide bend in the Rio Grande, which skirts the park's southern boundary for 118 miles, 190 kilometers, separating Texas from Mexico. Big Bend National Park is one of the nation's primary birding sites, and more bird species have been recorded, currently more than 450 than in any other national park. Contrast in elevation range from 1,715 feet along the Rio Grande to 7,825 feet at the summit of Emory Peak in the Chisos Mountains. Only about 250 pairs of common black hawks breed in the United States, with some former nesting areas being abandoned because of too much human disturbance. The common black hawk is a bulky, sooty black hawk with a broad, distinct white band on its tail. In the United States, it is mainly restricted to wooded areas along rivers and streams in Arizona, New Mexico, and West Texas. This summer visitor can be observed from a distance along the road to Daniel's Ranch picnic area from March through mid-October. One of the most common and widely distributed birds in Big Bend is a turkey vulture. It is mainly a summer visitor, but a few individuals usually stay through the winter. Some of you may look at the turkey vulture as being an ugly bird, but we look at it as providing an essential service for our healthy ecosystem. Without this roadkill cleaner, carcasses would accumulate and disease would spread from the otherwise rotting flesh. During the summer months, it is a good idea to check among the turkey vultures for the less numerous zone-tailed hawk. The two species can often be found flying together, and they look very similar from a distance. Note the barring of the wings and the tail of the slightly smaller zone-tailed hawk to the plainer wings and tail of the turkey vulture. This lone coyote casually strolled through the picnic area in search of its next meal. We also saw this common side-blotch lizard and marbled whiptail. Rio Grande Village has a concession campground with the only full hookups in the park. There is also a camp store with gas available and the only laundromat and public showers in the park. Located across from the campsite 18 is the trailhead for the Rio Grande Village Nature Trail. This short trail has 2 metal boardwalks that allow easy access to the small wetland area. This is a great place to look for dragonflies and damselflies, including this black setwing, eastern ringtail, roseate skimmer, powdered dancer, and blue ring dancer. Beyond the wetlands, the trail climbs a small hill and allows good views of the Rio Grande, surrounding mountains, and the wetlands. Along the 33-mile drive from Rio Grande Village to the Chisos Basin, we passed through the expansive Chihuahuan Desert. The only stop we made was at Dugout Wells. Although small in size, the Dugout Wells is an excellent area to look for resident and migrating birds. Surrounded by arid Chihuahuan Desert, this oasis has a year-round water that is drawn to the surface by a windmill that is several decades old. A short trail allows access into its heavily vegetated area and is an excellent area to look for birds and other wildlife. A quick look at eBird during our visit showed that this small area had an impressive list of 210 species. Thanks to folklore and cartoons, the greater roadrunner has to be the most famous bird in the Southwest. This large, unmistakable cuckoo has a crest and a very long tail. It gets much of its required moisture it needs from the body fluid of its prey, which consists mostly of small mammals, lizards, and small snakes. This individual is making a bill clacking sound by snapping its mandibles together. Bill clacking is thought to serve as a warning signal if danger appears, or helps locate a mate that is out of sight. Widespread in eastern United States and the desert Southwest, this unmistakable black swallowtail can be found throughout much of the year at Big Bend. This busy male is gathering valuable salts and minerals from the wet sand. The common mestra is a tropical butterfly that can be found in South Texas and Mexico. Despite its slow, fluttering flight, small numbers occasionally wander in late summer to the southwestern states and the central Great Plains. We found several individuals flying at Dugout Wells. Only when it spreads its wings, the unmistakable apricot-colored border on the hind wing is revealed. This oasis also yielded a large number of American snouts. And North America's largest damselfly the Great Spreadwing. Located in the heart of the park is the towering Chisos Mountains. The road to the mountain is not recommended for trailers over 20 feet and RVs over 24 feet. Driving up into the mountains on the Basin Road, you will first pass grasslands punctuated by century plants and soto. These give way to green, leafy shrubs. Higher up, the bushes get taller with green sumac, mountain mahogany, Texas madrone, and common bee brush. Junipers, small oaks, and pinyon pines live along the drainages. The Chisos Basin is a popular area and has a lodge, restaurant, store, visitor center, and numerous trails that begin at the parking area. The pinyon oak juniper woodlands that dominate the area attract many species of birds and butterflies, several of which cannot be found elsewhere in the United States. Located in the heart of Chisos Basin and surrounded by tall, rocky cliffs, the Chisos Basin campground makes for an ideal base camp. Although there are no hookups, generators may be used in certain areas of the campground during designated hours. The Sais phoebe is a slender, long-tailed flycatcher with a relatively large head. Though the Sais phoebe and its very close relative, the black phoebe, can both be found year-round in Big Bend, both have very different habitat requirements. The black phoebe is rarely found away from the riparian areas of the Rio Grande. The Sais phoebe inhabits very dry country from the deserts to the mountains, often far away from any water source. The larger northern mockingbird is also a common year-round resident in the park. If you live in North America, you may have heard this bird mimicking different bird calls, even sometimes during the night. Studies have shown that the mockingbird may learn how to imitate around 200 songs throughout its lifetime. Only visible when it flies or spreads its wing and tail when perched, can one observe the distinct white patches and white outer tail feathers. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to join us for part 2 of our Big Bend adventure, as we have a close encounter with a Mexican black bear, tell you where and when to find the much sought-after Kalima warbler, visit the nearby state-of-the-art fossil discovery exhibit, then head west along the Ross Maxwell Scenic Drive to explore the Sam Neal Ranch and the spectacular Santa Elena Canyon.